Hey y'all, I'm back with a layout share, and this time I used an old Cocoa Daisy kit. But before I got started, I just wanted to show you a couple of items that I found in my kit that I don't know what they were thinking when they sent this out, or what in the world you were supposed to do with it. But when I pulled out the little pack of ephemera, there was these little wooden spools. They're pretty chunky. So, I mean, you definitely couldn't put them on a page. Maybe on an album cover or something. And then the odd things were, I got this calligraphy nib. I'm trying to hold it so you can see it. It's a metal nib. I think that's what it's called, a nib. You know, that you dip in your ink for writing calligraphy. And then the strangest thing was not one, but two light bulbs. I have no idea what you were supposed to do with these, but I thought, that's very interesting. I'm not sure what year this is from, because back in the day when I first started getting these Cocoa Daisy kits, I didn't write the year on them, but you really can't look at the papers and tell, because kits didn't used to consist of like items from that year, you know, or a brand new line. It was just a variety of papers, you know, and they all weren't from the same year. So anyway, okay, on to my layout. Sometimes when you see a piece of paper, you just know, okay, I got photos that's going to go with that paper. And it don't happen for me a lot, but when it does, it just really excited me. So here's my layout that I made. And this is a sketch from Alice Bowl on scraphappy.org. The sketch is under a membership login, but at a later date, she will post it to her blog so you can see the sketch and you can see the layouts that people made. She has a little contest every month, and I actually won twice. So while I'm thinking of it, let me go grab my prize and I'll show you. I want to pause this for a second. Okay, so as I was saying, under her membership site, she posts a sketch based on one of her layouts that she's made. Somebody makes a sketch from it. And then there's a private Facebook group, if you're a member, and she'll post that sketch there, and you do a layout based upon that sketch and post it there, and then once a month she does a drawing. And I actually won 2 months in a row. And the prize was well, it still is every month, some Spiegel Mom sequence packs. And so I won twice, and when I got my packs in the mail, I thought I was going to get 2 packs of sequence. I got 8 packs. So I got 4 packs for winning each month. And I'll show those to you in just a minute, but let's talk about the layout. This paper came out of that old Cocoa Daisy kit. I don't know who it was by. It's that's the back side of it. It's not a real thick paper. All the papers I used were from that kit, and most of the little ticket stubs here were also from the kit. And somehow she'd gotten a lot more photos on her page. I guess she could print them out a smaller size. But I just did 6 because I didn't want to start covering up this background map, because that's when I saw this paper, that's when I said, oh, I know what pictures I'm going to use. So I just started with my basic background, and you can see it's got, this side has several layers. It's got this grid paper, and then a blue paper, and then like a bronzy, it's got a little bit of sheen to it. And I took the stickers that were in the kit that I think they were basic gray, and you'd put my title down the side. And there was these little tickets that were in the kit that I added. These weren't in the kit. Those are just little wooden enamel dots. And all the product on this page is old. I used these stickers. They kind of got a leather feel to them. And I got these a long time ago, back in the QVC Lisa Burnson days. And it was like a pack of all these different stickers. And these were in there. And you can kind of see, I don't know when I got them, but you can kind of see that paper backing on, that they're on, is a little bit yellowed. So they're pretty old. But they still, I mean, they stick. Just a lot of these older products, they were just made a lot better with better adhesive and stuff on the back of them, and things tend to stick a little better. So that's where my little photo corners came from, and this little tag, and then these little words came off of this sheet. And then this piece right here, I cut out from this sheet, and this is from 2003. It is Carolee's Creations Tingling Punch Outs. And basically there was a border strip here. Look, it even tells you on the back. Accent, accent, accent. Journal space, saying, journal box, border. That was kind of funny. But, this basically was this border strip right here. And I just cut the tree and the mountain line out. And adhered it to a different piece of blue paper. And put my journaling there. And that was pretty much it. It wasn't a complicated layout. And I'm glad that I got 6 photos on there. So that is the layout that I wanted to share with you today. And then I'm going to show you my sequence packs that I got and the names of them. This is called, this is my favorite because it's got little wood veneers in there. Hoping it'll focus in on it. It's called Earthy Treasure. It's got some little different shapes and some little wood grain looking sequins and just little hearts that say love. I hope that's coming in focus. This one is called I Dream a Sequence. And it's got some little hexagons in there and then this little oblong shape. Reminds me of like a little leaf. And this is called Easy Breezy Beautiful. And it's just a mix of different sequins. And this one is called Belle's Ball. And it's yellow and like a white translucent and blue. So that was like one pack I got for 1 month. And then here is the second 4 that I got. This is called Metallic Mess. And it's got white and gold. A couple little flowers. You can see there's one. And this is Midwestern Harvest. And it's got that same little wood grain feature. And some, let's see, some leaves. The next one is called Ride the Tide. And it's got shades of blue. And then some of them look like they have a little spiral in them. And see, some of them are just like little dots. They're not, you know, sequence. They're circular. And then the last one is called Peaches and Cream. It's got a few black pieces in there and a peach color and a cream and a blue and some pinks. And then sometimes on the back of them, there's a little quote. Obsession is essential to creativity. And I think there's another, oh yeah. Art is something that makes you breathe with a different kind of happiness. And to live a creative life, we must lose our fear of being wrong. So there's some cute little quotes on the back. But like I said, I won these at my Scrap Happy membership, which I never really win anything. So that was a nice little surprise. And then the last thing I want to show you is a little project, a little mini notebook that I made for the 100-day project. It's mainly on Instagram. Is, you know, a lot of people work on, say, sketching. So they do a little sketch every day for 100 days. Or a watercolor. So they watercolor every day for 100 days. Or crocheting. Or just anything creative. But how I decided I wanted to do mine was just to do something creative every day for at least 15 minutes. Because, you know, some days you just can't spend as much time doing fun stuff. But I made this little handmade notebook for a friend of mine, and it's basically for her to write in. So I wanted to leave a lot of area, a lot of room for her to actually write. I kind of made it kind of sciencey, medical, for her to use. She has a son that has special needs and epilepsy, so she's a lot at doctor's appointments, and I thought, well, she might want a notebook to write notes in from the doctors, or questions, or they're always having to adjust his medication, so, you know, she could write his medication and his reaction, you know, how he responds to it, or, you know, whatever she wanted to use it for. And I've been wanting to make it for a long time, and I just kept putting it off. So I thought, well, I can work on this little project for the 100-day project. So here's the cover. I printed it on a cardstock, Nina cardstock paper. So the cover's thicker. And then I lined it with just a regular printout on a regular piece of copy paper. So all of this will be on regular copy paper unless I say it's otherwise. So I just wanted to flip through it and share it with you. Made this little pocket because I had this little notes page, and I thought, well, I want to put something on the back side of it. So this is heavier cardstock, and I just slipped that in there. See, this is little medical bottles, and like one of those mortar pestle. I forget how you say it, where, you know, you crush medicine. And this right here is just a sheet of paper that come from the Dollar Tree. You know, one of those writing pads for kids. This I picked up at it's a reading tracker. I picked that up at a church rummage sale. And this right here is some eco-dyed paper that I made a while back, because I'm not a big fan of the coffee stained and the tea stained paper, and I seen on YouTube somebody making an eco-dyed paper. So I thought I'd give that a try, and you can see, I think there's a little berry there. So this is all plant material that's colored this paper. And then here is the center of my notebook, and I hid I used embroidery floss to bind it, and I hid it inside of the envelope. And then I just made a little, I had printed out this is the back cover. I printed it out, and it printed out crooked. So I had to print another one, so I just cut a tag. And I tied a string to the top, so you would know there's a little pocket there. And you could pull that out. That's about as fancy as I got. And here's the other side of the envelope. Add another notes page, and then I just tucked 2 of those in there. I didn't do any machine sewing or anything on it. Here's the other side of that eco dyed paper. So it's not very big, but I enjoyed making it, and I just used my corner rounder and rounded the corners of the pages. Here, this is heavier cardstock. I had printed out a couple of those, and I just made a little flip page right there because it was kind of too big to use on its own. So that's the last page, and there is the back page. And there's the back of my little notebook I made. So I'm tickled to be able to give it to her. I hope she'll like it, or, you know, have a use for it for something. I'm sure she will, because who doesn't love paper stuff, especially when something's handmade. So that's all I have for you today, and we'll see you next time. Bye.